So, hello and welcome back to another episode of the Turn 5 podcast. It's just myself and Ben again this week. I have no idea where Near is, but Chris said he was at work. I did remember that one. So, we're here to bring you all of our thoughts about the action of the Las Vegas Grand Prix weekend, a little bit of news in the middle, and then we'll go into the predictions ahead of this weekend's Qatar Sprint weekend. So yeah, a fair bit to get through. But I think the the biggest bit of action from the weekend was the World Championship is done. Max Verstappen has indeed claimed his fourth World Championship in a row, to which nobody is surprised. When you win, like, what was it, 7 of the first 10 races in the year, you kind of lay down a marker.
Yeah, you need to win a championship. You need a consistent car that's capable of winning races over the whole year.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, the second half of the season has definitely been more of a struggle for them.
It's still,
but it's still been
there
decent.
or thereabouts, yeah.
He might not have been winning races, but he was still picking up good points hauls. Like they say in Formula 2, consistency is key. So, Max has proved that by getting a great start to the year. As I said, 7 out of the first 10 he won. Then he may not have won anything pretty much beyond that, but you know,
Done his job.
Yeah, he's done it. He's got over the line.
At least it felt like he outperformed the car on a consistent basis.
I don't know whether that's him in the car or just the other side of the garage severely making it look like it's him in the car. Or maybe it's a bit of both. So, who knows? But yes, congratulations to Max. He has...
he absolutely bodied Zach Brown as well. That was funny. That was so funny.
Yeah. I mean, at least he's got a sense of comedy about it, right?
Yeah.
So
it's also great to see Max just hammered on telly again.
True.
So much fun.
True. But yeah, right, obviously, Max won the championship, but he didn't win the race. That was something I don't think any of us were expecting.
It was to not get driver of the day and doing that drive. You're taking the piss.
I mean, to be fair, Lewis's drive was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. George is fucking long gone.
He did get kind of chunked at the end. He did get caught quite a bit.
Yeah, but how much is that Russell just chilling
saving?
Out?
Yeah.
Don't
know, but like, I mean, 10th to 2nd is
it's a great drive from Lewis.
Yeah,
but he fucks it up on a Saturday, so
yeah, true.
Nice recovery.
Yeah. It was also hilarious that the team strategy made an excellent call with the timing of the pit stop, but because of certain lower running cars running the alternate strategy, it made Lewis think that he'd lost a shitload of places.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. Because, like, I mean, in fairness to Lewis, if you come out of the pits and you see Valtteri Bottas in a Sauber, you think, what the fuck is going on? Why am I at the back of the grid? But Bottas just hadn't stopped yet, so was getting a nosebleed in his Sauber car, putting it in heights.
Actually, a point where Guan Yu Zhou was on track to get a point, and you're thinking, "Fucking hell, this is on," and then he went into the pits. I was like, "Ah."
Okay. Oh, blimey. Yeah, no, that was actually ended up being a great call because it put him ahead of Norris and Verstappen. So
yeah,
that was
why he overtook Verstappen.
Oh, okay. So it definitely put him ahead of Norris, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were saying the way to go around this track was overcut, if you can. But all the teams are going on about cold graining, which is not something you hear too often.
Where if your car lost science, it's just you have to overcut. You have to pretend to come into the pits and realise that the team's not ready, so you have to just cut across.
Did he get a penalty for that? He didn't get a penalty. That's wild. How did he get away with that?
I have no idea. The Ferrari, what do they? The FIA's back, isn't it? The Ferrari
assistance. Yeah, Ferrari International Assistance has made a return because that was the most stonewall penalty I have ever seen in my life. Ever since the introduction of the rule where Lewis did the whole in at Germany, and they introduced the rule after that.
Yeah.
Ever since then, that is the most stonewall one I've ever seen, and yet he got away with it. Wild.
Nothing.
I have no idea how they managed that. But whoever wangled Ferrari out of a penalty there needs a pay rise. So. But yes, it was a Mercedes 1-2, a Ferrari 3-4.
Yeah, it was a sad day.
And then so it was what? Ferrari 3-4, Max 5?
Max.
And then the two McLarens? I can't remember. Let me check.
Must have been 6-7 McLaren.
Yeah.
Max 5, yeah.
Oh, I've clicked the wrong one. Vegas. Yeah, Max 5, McLaren 6-7. So, a bit of damage done in the constructors with... Norris got 9 points because he picked up the fastest lap. So, McLaren picked up 15 points. So, Ferrari closed the gap in the constructors by 12. Yeah.
But then it's not. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. At one point in the race, it was looking a lot worse.
Yeah. You knew Ferrari were going to be good. But thankfully, Mercedes actually turned up.
Yes.
So,
including
I was waiting.
Zach Brown, go Lewis, go.
Yeah. Been doing predictions. Mercedes are just going to randomly turn up at one point and be the fastest car. And then one time I didn't predict him, it's then. So that's always fun.
Yeah, let's put it this way. The only person that had a Mercedes driver on their podium was the Mercedes fanboy, Chris. And even he got it in the wrong position, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. I do have to say, though, second year of Vegas, second decent race, in my opinion. It was good. I don't care at this point about anything else that happens around the track. I don't care about all the events and everything.
I just remember what the best moment of the weekend was.
God, because that
was on Saturday.
I was at work, so I didn't watch any of the pre-build-up. I just... tuned in as soon as the race started and then just listened to it while I was at work until I could finish. So by that point, 2/3 of the race was done and, you kind of knew who was winning.
So yeah, that must have been on the Saturday with qualifying. With Perez out in Q1. What do they put on the sphere? A gif of Sergio Perez doing a little thumbs down.
The most savage thing. Did you see the Charles Leclerc self-encouragement? As Charles comes around that corner, his sphere self gives him a good fucking yes mate fist bump.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The sphere was also used for some advertising, but we'll cover that in the news section. But I mean, yeah. What else was there? There was. I mean, Gasly qualified third.
Nowhere.
Yeah. What was that? That was a bit nutty. Hulkenberg picking up more points. Sergio Perez actually managed to score a point, which is feels like a rare day.
Still not a top. Was it top 6? In
No,
like
it's still
the
not a
past God
top
knows how
6.
many races.
It's the first time he's scored a point since the USA.
Oh my god. Okay.
So he didn't score in Mexico. He didn't score in Brazil. He scored in the USA. He got 10th in Singapore. He didn't score in Baku. And then he scored in Italy. So, you know.
So since Baku, his best position's been 10th.
Yeah. No, sorry, USA was 7th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Amazing. What else we got? Williams with another rebuild job. That was oof. Yeah, actually, we should talk about that. Franco Colapinto, Q2, I think it was, absolutely fucking clattered the inside of a corner and then got sent as a passenger into the outside of the corner and then became even more of a passenger as 3 of the 4 wheels on his car were no longer actually attached, so could not actually apply the brakes in any way, shape or form.
Oh my god.
And as Martin Brundle described it, he was in a toboggan. Thankfully, the toboggan remained upright, because that made life a lot easier, but he sustained a 50G impact with the wall, because at that point that was a concrete barrier, which I don't know why we still have those in F1, but they're going to say it's the only thing we've got because of the space. In which case you say,
yeah, maybe it's because street
the circuit's
race.
not fit for it then. But yeah, so he obviously went to the medical centre because I think it's anything over 15G triggers the automatic sensor, and therefore the medical car responds, and therefore a trip to the medical centre. He was kept in for observation. He was then cleared by he was cleared by the medical team at the time, stayed in his hotel overnight to rest, and then was cleared to race in the morning after he'd rested up.
Nice.
So that's good to see that he's okay, because that was a hell of an impact. But again, another rebuild job for the Williams crew, which is, I think, their 6th one in 3 Grand Prix weekends.
But at least it's Qatar next.
True, plenty of runoff there because MotoGP circuit. But no, credit to Williams. I watched a video from their team on YouTube about the rebuild job between Brazil and this one is the next one after Brazil and here. And like the absolutely monumental effort that they had to go through, sorting through bits, repairing bits, deciding which bits to just fucking bin, which bits needed replacing, which bits could be patched up. Like they went through like 5 different floors or something in that span, and it's like, Jesus Christ. So to not only turn up to Las Vegas with 2 fully operational cars, minus a couple of gremlins with Alex's power unit, but you know that could be unrelated, to be fair.
Yeah.
But not only to turn up to Vegas with 2 fully functioning cars, but to turn up to Vegas with latest spec components, spares, and multiples of them. They said they had like 4 of everything.
Crazy.
Mad. Absolutely mad that they've managed to do that. So huge kudos to them. And then to get Franco's car rebuilt again after qualifying.
I think we should bring back the spare car.
I mean, yeah, but also it's a lot of cost for something that's going to sit in the garage most weekends, isn't it?
Not always, though.
True, not always, but you got to look at a cost to reward situation. If Logan Sargent was still in the car, Williams probably would have invested in a third car. But no, it's. I mean, Franco then had a decent-ish race. I think he finished 14th in the end.
Yeah, he finished 14th.
So a steady race, I'd say. It was all right. Made a few moves, but I mean, he started from the pit lane, to be fair, so he's done all right.
Yeah.
Obviously, his teammate didn't finish because of an engine issue. He got told to retire the
He
car.
was going well though, wasn't he, Alex? Was he in the points?
I think he was on the fringes of the points.
Yeah.
But the other retirement was Pierre Gasly, whose engine sounded like absolute shit.
Yeah.
That was disgusting. We know we all like to say, "Oh, we want to hear that engine growl." That was the wrong kind. That was something is loose and rattling kind of growl, not the Cadillac roar.
Yeah, it's a team radio. There's something wrong. No power. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, nothing on data. Keep going. Yeah. But I've got no power.
Yeah.
And it cuts to a shot of the car. There's smoke coming out the back.
Yeah. So I think there's something wrong.
Box. So yeah, that was unfortunate for Gasly, given that his good qualifying position, and his teammate finished 17th and was one of only 2 cars to finish 1 lap down. So yeah, unfortunate there.
Oh, I know why that was as well.
Oh.
He went into the pits, didn't he?
Oh shit! Yes, he missed his pit box.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drove past his fucking pit box, so he had to go back again.
He loves to venture into a pit lane, man. He's had some incidents in the pit lane.
Who was it that wasn't ready? It was Lance Stroll. They weren't ready for. I don't know what was going on with the pits this weekend, but Lance Stroll came in and Aston Martin weren't ready for him. Esteban Ocon came in and just fucking did a drive-through. Carlos Sainz wanted to come in and Ferrari weren't ready for him. What happened? What happened?
The only thing that's missing is the Sauber plus 5 second pit stop.
Sauber can't get a fucking wheel off their car again. Yeah. But overall, I think that was a good weekend. Where does that leave us in the championships? Well, obviously the drivers has done. Teams, here we go. So Sauber are still pointless. Williams have dropped all the way to 9th now.
They were 9th anyway.
I thought but earlier in the season they were like 6th, weren't they? They were actually doing decent. Or am I just imagining things? Am I cooking stories?
I think you're going back to 1992.
Albon was picking up points like fairly regularly. But okay, I don't know.
Maybe
I'll have to go and check myself on this.
17 points. He's probably got like 10 of them or something stupid.
Yeah.
12. There you go. He's got 12 of them.
There you go. RB have 46. Okay, the fight for 6th is well and truly on.
Yes.
Haas in 6th have 50. Alpine in 7th have 49. And RB in 8th have 46. So there's a very big fight on there.
How, like, 2 races ago, Alpine were in a battle with Williams. Now they might get 6th.
Yeah.
Out of that Brazil result was fucking mad.
Yeah. Aston Martin are kind of in no man's land, really, unless Haas have an Alpine weekend.
A 1-2 for Haas.
Imagine the scenes. Mercedes really are in no man's land. They cannot be caught and they cannot catch anyone. They are 4th. That is it. That is the lowest they've finished in a long time.
Mm,
Since they joined, since Michael was a driver for them.
What? So you're saying since they've entered the sport?
Well, since they came back.
Okay.
Because obviously they won, Braun won, and then Mercedes bought them out, and then they weren't winning again, were they?
23. They were second last year. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were third in 22. Obviously 21 they were class. Not even gonna bother. 2013 they were second. 2012 they were fifth.
Ooh, okay, so this is their
2012.
lowest result since 2012. I mean, it's quite impressive, to be honest, that fourth is your shittest result in over a decade.
They were fourth in 2010.
You know.
30, yeah.
To be fair, that was a rule change year, though, wasn't it? So
That's ever since they joined the sport, the lowest they've been in the constructors is fifth.
solid.
Fucking bad.
But back in the era before cost cap, you'd have, like, given that it's Mercedes, you'd have,
Yeah, I mean that's true.
if they finished fucking ninth, that would have been an absolute shit show.
McLaren exists, so
It's true.
you know,
True, but McLaren also weren't able to throw as much money at it as like Ferrari were or Mercedes were.
Yeah,
there was definite issues.
They shouldn't be the slowest car on the fucking grid, though, should they?
No, they shouldn't. But there we were. Anyway, yes, Mercedes fourth, worst result in over a decade, but still not terrible, really. Like, they've had a rough year, but they've still picked up over 400 points.
3 years ago, McLaren getting fourth, you buzzed off your tits.
Yeah, but Red Bull in third are on 555 points. Ferrari in second are on 584, and as we discussed, that gap has closed by 12. McLaren are in the lead on 608.
Yeah, I think it's just been
24 points over 2 Grand Prix weekends and a sprint race in there as well.
However, you would think Qatar suits McLaren a lot.
You'd like to think.
You'd like to think, yeah.
But
then there's also Red Bull at Mexico, which you obviously thought that they would be
dominate,
amazing,
and they weren't. Yeah. So
who knows? But yeah, any of I think all the top 4 teams can be sort of content and happy. They know that can build a car that can win a championship for next year.
Yeah, that's going to be it, isn't it? It's going to be who can make the most gains over the winter break.
Yeah.
Who can come out swinging. Because as Max has shown, if you can come out swinging and get a good jump on the rest of the field, you can have a pretty average second half of the season and still come out on top. So,
with all the fair play to Red Bull done bits this year.
Yeah.
So at the start of the season they had, with everything going on there at the start of the season as well.
And
that's when they're at the strongest. Mental.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of key figures this year, though. That's the thing. So I don't envision them being as strong next year.
Yeah, but you just can't.
Fernando Alonso wins. Come on, Adrian.
A year too early, Fernando.
Yeah, true. Well, Fernando's contracted until the end of the first season of the reg changes, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So new regs, new newie.
If Aston Martin come out swinging next year, they'd be the most depressed I've ever been in my life.
I think Aston Martin are going to come out swinging in 26.
That's what everyone thinks.
It's because they brought Adrian. Like that man is as close as you can get to a surefire way. Yeah, but the Hondas were in the Red Bulls recently. The Hondas are still in the Red Bulls. They're decent now.
But then they're changing as well, so you don't they might break down. You don't know. Predicting the future.
If any,
Williams.
the engine changes. If anything, they're just removing components, so that shouldn't really have too much of a negative effect on it. It's just going to be how well they can develop the singular hybrid component now that has an increased power output. That's going to be it, isn't it?
Push to pass now, isn't it? But it will be.
It will be, yeah. There is DRS of a sort, but they're calling it like managed overtake mode or something. Manual overtake mode. That was it. So it's a button on the steering wheel that is essentially push to pass / curve, but also has DRS in it. So
nice.
Yeah. Weird, but
fun around Monaco, wouldn't it?
Do it around the hairpin, mate.
Yeah. Woo.
Right, let's go over the results and then we can get into the news that came out over the weekend and earlier today. So, podium predictions, absolute shocker from everyone. Ben, me and you won with 3 points.
2 races to go.
Yeah. Chris got 1 point. Nia and Sonia failed to score.
Ooh.
Implications there.
3 points clear of her.
2 points clear. Nia is on 62. Chris is on 64.
Oh, yeah.
I am on 82. Sonia's on 85. And Ben, you're on 87. So 5 points separates the top 3 going into the last 2 races. This is tight, and I don't like it. Nobody's bold prediction came correct or true. I was trying to say both. Ben, there was not another drain incident. Chris said there would be no DNFs.
Yeah.
There were 2. Nia, we submitted that Verstappen and Norris would crash. Oh, no, they didn't. And I said the World Championship would still be alive. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Next year's going to be our year.
You're a Liverpool fan. You're used to saying that.
That was the point of the joke.
Yeah, I'm not used to saying that. I'm still riding high on the fact that
we know the McLaren cycle. They turn up in pre-season, be shit. Get upgrades, be amazing. Be shit in pre-season.
I'm just riding high on the fact that my team are in 3rd in the fucking Prem right now. Okay.
You're getting all right.
Here we are. I'm concerned because it normally means that something's about to go horribly fucking wrong. Anyway, lap down showdown. Ben, you technically won this week as you had the closest lap and the correct number of laps down. Everyone got the driver wrong. It was Bottas this time, not Show.
Yeah.
Right team, wrong side. He was lapped for the first time on lap 41 and he finished 1 lap down. I won the Perez position predictions. Hell yes. I think it's the first time I've actually won this. He qualified 16th. Nobody got that right. But in the race, he finished 10th. And I got it. Hell yeah.
It's so pathetic.
Do what we're talking about, mate. It's top banter. Right, the news. Before the Grand Prix weekend kicked off, a new range of products from Revell. This is something we talked about when it was first teased and announced, and it was indeed scheduled to be released at the Las Vegas Grand Prix weekend. It is the new range of Lego F1. Now, the Lego website lists currently the Lego Icons Williams car, which is the FW14B, which comes with a Nigel Mansell minifigure. The Lego Technic Ferrari of this year's spec. And then in the Speed Champions range, 10 cars, 1 for each team of this year's spec. And all of the little cars are actually different and uniquely built and constructed, which I like. The faces of the drivers are a bit too generic for me. I'd have preferred, given the fact that it is branded as this year's car, that they gave you this year's drivers. Don't think that would have been too hard, but maybe there's personal imaging rights that they haven't got. So maybe that was a legal thing that they were just like, you know what, we're just going to make it. We're just not going to have to pay for the driver's rights, and we're just going to do a generic minifigure. But at the very least, they wear race suits and they have printed helmets. There is a Lego Duplo set that is coming for the little ones. Ben, that's especially for you. And there's also a range of Lego City Formula One stuff that includes like a race truck that you can put the cars in, a pit crew, a garage. But the cars that come in these ones are even smaller than the Speed Champions ones, so they're a bit different again. There is also, supposedly, a listing on Amazon US only, currently, of a bumper box of all 10 of the Speed Champions cars in one box, and it comes with an exclusive poster showing all of the cars. So we're yet to see A, how much that is going to cost, and B, if it is going to be released worldwide.
200 odd quid, probably.
Well, I am kind of hoping that by buying all 10 in one, you get a bit of a discount, because each car currently is £23. Obviously, if you're in other territories, that is different, but it is about $20 ish, 25 maybe at a push. I don't know. But the Lego Technic Ferrari is £200, and the Icons Williams car is 70 quid, which I might pick up, to be honest, because that looks nice. But yeah, so I'm hoping that by buying all 10 Speed Champions in one go, you get a couple quid off a car. I'd honestly expect it to be around £210, somewhere around there, because that's sort of like buy 9 get 1 free ish. You know, it's a 10% discount sort of thing, isn't it? So
yeah,
if it was 210, I'd probably take it. If it's 200, I'm definitely getting it.
You'll just buy it anyway.
That's true.
It's either that, or you're just buying all 10 and 10 teams separately.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
Maybe not. Maybe 9. Actually, you wouldn't buy Mercedes. In fact, that's shite.
No, I'd still buy it for the completionist in me. But like,
I know what I've got to do, but
I don't have the strength to do it. Fucking Kylo Ren, seriously. There's 2 ways of going about it, isn't there? You can just buy the lump sum and get all of it in one go, or you can do it sort of like in a monthly subscription where you can spread out the pain.
You're do it over 10 months. Start February.
build one by the end of the year.
Yeah,
sorted. I mean, that's pretty fucking pog, to be fair. That would be quite good. Who knows? Maybe we will. Right. The other piece of news came from.
To buy the Lego Red Bull and RB, you have to be 18 plus. Because Lego don't want to advertise energy drinks.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The other piece of news that came out was a statement from Formula One. Which I've closed. Nice. Excellent. Well done, Richard. There we go. Statement. Here we go. F1 announced today that it has reached an agreement in principle with General Motors, or GM, to support bringing GM Cadillac as the 11th team to the Formula One grid in 2026. Formula One has maintained dialogue with General Motors and its partners at TWG Global regarding the viability of an entry following the commercial assessment and decision made by Formula One in January 2024. So that decision was the Andretti decision. So it's interesting that they've not mentioned the name Andretti anywhere in this statement, yet it is essentially still the same conversation they've continued. So, will Andretti just sneak their way as like title sponsor? Actually, it's our team. It's intriguing.
Yeah.
Over the course of this year, they have achieved operational milestones and made clear their commitment to brand the 11th team GM Cadillac, and that GM will enter as an engine supplier at a later time. Formula One is therefore pleased to move forward with this application process and will provide further updates in due course. And then there's quotes from fucking bigwigs from bits and pieces of like everyone involved, so I'm not going to bother reading those. So yes, we will have an 11th team on the grid in 2026 if everything progresses as planned, and then they will enter as an engine supplier. You said 2028?
Yes.
Yeah, so a couple more years. So they'll be using Ferrari engines until then.
We think so.
That is the current speculation. So, it's good news in the world of Formula One. We have reached an agreement to have an 11th team join, thank God, finally. It is just that little like semantics of why haven't they why isn't Andretti mentioned anywhere? So we will see how it goes and what actually occurs from here. But Andretti, GM Cadillac, that was all sort of one thing, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
yeah.
Andretti was still.
I reckon it'll still be called
Yeah.
Andretti once they're in.
GM Cadillac Andretti. Somehow.
Yeah. Andretti Cadillac.
I just like Cadillac.
So, yeah, who knows? We'll see. But yes, we've got
Probably
an
some
11th
sort of
team
region.
coming. That's huge. It's probably the biggest piece of news of the year, right?
Definitely, yeah.
That we've got a whole brand new team entering the sport for the first time since 2015.
Oh,
Everything
God.
else since then has been a rebrand, hasn't it? Haas
Yeah,
joined in
no,
2015.
Was it 2016?
I thought it was 15, but I can't remember. About then, like that sort of era. But like, bit wild. We've lost teams since then.
Yeah, I know. We definitely lost. Yeah, lost mana.
Yeah. Trying to think who else we lost in those sort of era. HRT was that was a bit then, wasn't it?
Just before.
Bit before that, like
Caterham.
2012. Caterham, yeah. Then everything else got rebranded, so like we lost Lotus, but that became Renault again.
Lost Renault, that became Alpine.
Yeah. Lost Racing Point Force India. That became Aston Martin. Like, you know, everything's just been rebrands, but this is like actually new. So
22 drivers.
How will the Zandvoort pits cope? That's gonna be fun. So, yeah. Zandvoort's contract has been cancelled after their inability to house the correct number of teams.
Well, no, they've run like fracker races, surely.
Yeah, but they don't pit.
They have cars in the pit lane, surely.
Yeah.
Like not even like not saying during the race. F2 feature race.
True, they have 11 teams.
Yeah, see. Bang.
Fair. That 11th team getting tagged on it.
Actually,
Are the 11th team going to come with a bigger pit wall than Haas? Oh, God.
And to be fair, by 2026, Sauber might have, Audi might have pulled out. Like, can't afford this shit, being last all the time.
Yeah, they might sell up and that'll become high tech. So, right. Qatar sprint, the penultimate round. Who you got for sprint win?
Lando.
Okay.
He's going into his Bottas phase. You know, when
the
he knew that he
championship's
was
done.
losing his seat, yeah, you just relax. Who gives a fuck? And then you fly in.
I'm gonna say, you know what? He did it last year. I'm gonna say Piastri. Because at this point, the championship's done. There's not going to be any fucking team orders.
Piastri steamrolls Lando.
Pole position.
Piastri.
Ooh, nice. I'm going to say George. Just as a little curveball. He's going to get back-to-back poles.
That's what he does, isn't it?
Yeah. Podium.
Norris, Piastri, Verstappen.
I'm going to go Norris, Russell, Piastri. Bold.
Oh god. I have no idea what to say. Sauber to get a point. Not gonna happen. But I can't think of anything else, so.
Sauber point. I'm doing some research.
Not points.
Yeah, point singular.
A
That is
point
it. That is bold enough.
singular.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Hang on. Where is it?
Oh, actually, no. I got another. A car to get a puncture.
Puncture. Okay.
Yeah.
He's had 3 poles this year as George.
What are they? Vegas, then. Where else has he been at?
That's what I want to know because I need I need this for my prediction.
Belgium? Is Belgium one? Because he won it. Canada. I think Canada was one, wasn't it?
Canada, yeah. Belgium, no.
Since he won Belgium, but he wasn't on pole.
He was 7th.
Get now. Swear, surely it's between Canada and now.
I clearly remember it very well.
Oh, it's Silverstone, wasn't it? Obviously.
Okay, so
He
in
had
that
a
case,
mechanical fault during the race.
yeah, in that case, I can say my bold prediction because it hasn't happened before, and that is George Russell to get back-to-back poles.
Yes,
because he hasn't done that. So,
all of them.
how do we forget that?
How do we forget that he got a pole
Well,
at
at
Silverstone?
home.
I somehow remembered that he got a pole at Canada. How the fuck does that work? The Lando memory of wanting to remove that race from your head.
Oh god! Right, lap down showdown. There are 57 laps of the Qatar Grand Prix.
Can the drivers survive?
Right, who have you got?
What, to get lap down?
Yeah.
Joe.
What lap?
On lap 37.
You bastard! I said 36. How many laps down?
One lap.
Okay, I have said Joe 36 laps down or 1 lap. Bugger it. Right, and then finally, it's the time for the last bumper edition of.
Hey Sergio, welcome to Red Bull.
The Paris position predictions. Sprint quali, where?
P9.
I'm going to say 13th. Sprint race?
P7.
I've said 9th. For quali, I'm going to say he's going to come 10th.
I say 13th.
13th, okay. And in the race, I'm going to say he's going to finish 8th.
Finish 10th.
Okay. Right, we'll get the others' predictions in soon, hopefully. I forgot to text Sonia, so I'll definitely get hers in. The others will...
If not, then they've got no points next week.
Yeah.
Their fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the way it goes. Right, we'll be back next week at the same time to discuss the results and the action of the Qatar sprint weekend, as well as make our predictions ahead of the season finale in Abu Dhabi. We'll also bring you any updates to any news stories that occur during that time. Until then, thank you for listening and or watching, and goodbye.